Akash was a young boy who lived in a quiet village nestled near the mountains. He was intelligent and had big dreams. But he had one problem: he didn't focus on his studies and didn't think seriously about his future. He spent most of his time playing, chatting with friends, and doing things that didn't help him grow. His father often said, "Akash, you should focus on your career. If you don't focus now, you'll regret it later." But Akash always laughed and said, "I have plenty of time. What's the need to worry now?" One day his grandfather said, "Akash, there's a wise monk who lives by the river. He has shown many people the right path in their lives. Why don't you go and meet him?" Akash was curious. The next day, he walked through the forest to a small ashram where the monk lived. He was an old man with a long white beard, meditating under a large banyan tree. The monk opened his eyes and smiled. "Welcome, Akash. Why have you come here?" "Wise monk," Akash said, "I don't know what to do in my life. I want to be successful, but my mind wanders. Can you help me?" The monk nodded and said, "Of course, but first, let me tell you a story. The story of the three birds." The monk pointed to a nearby tree. "Do you see those three birds?" Akash looked up. 3 birds were sitting on a branch. The monk said, "The first bird is very focused. He knows where he wants to go, so he flies straight towards his goal. The second bird flies a little, then stops. He looks around, gets distracted, and wanders. He never reaches his goal. The third bird doesn't fly at all. He just sits and thinks, 'I'll fly tomorrow.' But that tomorrow never comes." Then the monk looked at Akash and asked, "Which bird do you think will be successful?" "The first bird," Akash replied. The monk nodded. "Correct. Because he stays focused on his goal. Now tell me, which bird are you like?" Akash bowed his head and said, "I am probably like the second or third bird. My mind wanders, and sometimes I don't even start." The monk smiled and said, "Then I will tell you 3 secrets to focus." 3 secrets to focus. 1. Make your goal clear. The monk picked up a stone and threw it into the river. If you don't know where you want to go, you will drift like this stone. Akash was listening carefully. Think about what you really want to do. Don't imitate others. Choose something that excites you and that you enjoy doing. That night, Akash thought deeply. He realized that he liked building things and solving problems. Maybe he could become an engineer. 2. Avoid distractions. The next morning, the monk asked Akash to bring water from the river in a pot with holes. Akash tried, but every time he filled the pot with water, the water leaked out. He said in frustration, "This is impossible." The monk laughed. "This is how your focus is. If you focus on too many things, your energy will be wasted, just like this water is flowing out." Akash understood. He decided that he would not waste his time on useless things, less talking, fewer unnecessary games, and more focus on hard work and learning. 3. Take small steps every day. The monk then pointed to a large mountain. "Does it seem impossible for you to climb this mountain?" Akash nodded. "But if you climb 1 step every day, one day you will reach the top of the mountain." The monk said, "Success doesn't come in a single day. If you study a little every day, improve your skills, and work hard, you can fulfill your dreams." Akash's transformation. As soon as Akash returned home, he adopted a new perspective. He set his goal to become an engineer. He started avoiding useless things, studied daily, and worked hard. In the beginning, it was difficult. He still wanted to play, but he remembered the monk's words and focused. Gradually, he got better. A few years later, Akash became a wise and skilled young man. He became a successful engineer, built great things, and made his parents proud. One day he went to meet the monk again and said, "Wise monk, your teachings changed my life. Now I am like the first bird. I know where I want to go." The monk smiled and said, "I only showed you the way. You had to walk it yourself." Thus, Akash learned that focus, discipline, and small daily efforts lead to success in life. And after that day, he never let his focus stray from his goal.